A little while ago, I posted a video of an adapter for mounting camera filters on the Oppo Find X9 Pro. This lets me use standard camera filters when taking photos or shooting video with my phone. Now finally, there's a commercial product that does the same job. In this video, I'll show you how it works and review the results. I'm Reese and you're watching the Isowad Photo video channel. Adapters that allow standard-sized camera filters to be mounted on mainstream phones are readily available. But up until recently, there's been nothing for the Oppo Find X9 Pro. Well, that just changed thanks to Neewer. They've introduced a phone case with a built-in adapter, just like those for Apple and Samsung devices. It's called the PA176. As always, my videos are not sponsored. I bought mine on AliExpress following a tip-off from one of the viewers to this channel. It took a couple of weeks to arrive in the UK from China, not helped by the UK's Royal Mail Postal Service deciding to send it to Scotland by mistake first. Anyway, now it's here, let's take a look. The case is in two parts. The first part holds the phone itself. It fits very well, just as any good phone case should. It's very similar to other cases that you can get for the phone. It's also MagSafe compatible, allowing it to be used with accessories such as this magnetic mount. It also works well with the typical clamp style of mount, like this one that I use when I want to attach accessories like microphones or use the phone on a tripod. Where it differs is the metal bump on the back, which covers the cameras. It allows the filter adapter to be connected to the phone case. The filter adapter is machined from what appears to be aluminium. It has a couple of spring clips on it. It simply slides over the metal bump on the case and clips in place. Now that's perfect because it prevents any light entering the cameras from the front of the phone and causing artifacts in photos or video. That was a problem I needed to solve in my do-it-yourself filter mount. There are screw threads in the adapter over the standard and telephoto cameras. It's possible to fit accessories or small filters using these. But my main interest is in the large screw thread at the edge of the adapter. This is where standard camera filters can be mounted. It's 67mm in diameter, which seems to be the standard for these adapters. 67mm filters are widely available for normal cameras. I commonly use this size of filter myself. Mine happen to be magnetic, which means I have to screw on a small adapter but then the filters simply clip in position, like this. And while you're not taking photos or shooting video, you can simply remove the whole assembly for storage. Because the filters are a standard size, you can even use a standard lens cap with them for protection while you're not shooting. One issue I discovered with the mount that I made was a tendency for the rim of the filter to appear at the edge of photos or footage shot on the ultra-wide camera. The only way to avoid this was by careful positioning of the adapter. By the way, this is not a problem restricted to phones. When lenses have a very wide field of view, it's only too easy to end up with accessories being in the field of view. I'll show you the results of testing for this issue with the Neewer mount later in the video. Let's look at some results for using the filters for photography. This is an office building in Winchester in the UK. You can see that I'm using the 3x telephoto camera with its 70mm equivalent focal length. As I rotate the circular polarising filter, notice how the sky darkens and becomes more saturated. Notice also that no artifacts are being introduced. Light is only entering the camera through the filter. Here's the photo without the filter, and here it is with the filter adjusted to darken the sky. Using the circular polariser in this way can reduce the chances of the sky being overexposed. It also reduces the overall contrast and can allow the camera to increase the overall exposure, avoiding the subject being underexposed. The extent of the darkening can be controlled by the position of the filter. So what about video? Neutral density filters play a major role in obtaining video footage with a cinematic feel. The cameras on the Find X9 Pro have very wide apertures, which let in a great deal of light and often result in very high shutter speeds, especially when filming outdoors. By restricting the amount of light entering the camera, neutral density filters can be used to reduce shutter speeds to values of around a 60th of a second. This introduces the kind of motion blur we associate with motion pictures and plays a key role in helping to create that cinematic experience. In these shots, I'm using a 67mm variable neutral density filter to reduce the amount of light entering the camera. By adjusting the filter and the ISO value, I was able to achieve a shutter speed of a 60th of a second, perfect for 30 frames per second footage. The first shot is on the 3x camera. The second shot is on the 1x camera. And finally, the third shot is on the 0.6x ultra-wide camera. I'm pleased to say there's no issue with the frame of the filter being in the camera field of view, despite neutral density filters being the most likely to cause this issue. Because some of you might want to use 77mm filters with this adapter, I tested those too. In this series of shots, I'm using a 77mm variable neutral density filter together with a 77mm to 67mm adapter to reduce the amount of light entering the camera. Again, I was able to achieve my target shutter speed of a 60th of a second. Again, this first shot is on the 3x camera. This one is on the 1x camera. And finally, the third shot is on the 0.6x ultra-wide camera. Once again, there's no issue with the frame of the filter being in the camera field of view. Finally, because sometimes we might want to stack multiple filters and use them together, I tested a combination of a 67mm fixed 3-stop neutral density filter, also known as an ND8, and a circular polarising filter. These were both magnetic 67mm filters. Once again, the first shot is on the telephoto camera, the second on the standard camera, and the final shot on the ultra-wide camera. And once again, there's no hint of the filters appearing in the field of view. So there we have it. From my testing, the Neewer PA176 is just about ideal as a phone case that also allows the use of camera filters for creative photos and video on the Oppo Find X9 Pro. When you're not taking photos or filming, you can remove the adapter and the case functions just like any other, providing some basic protection for the cameras. Sometimes I even store the adapter with filters attached so that I can clip it on and be ready to film immediately. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you can see when new content gets published. See you next time.